from the WYLN studios in Hazleton, Pennsylvania. WYLN Evening Edition at 5:30 starts right now.
Good evening. It's Tuesday, May 17th, 2016. I'm Ann Gownley. During tonight's Hazleton City Council meeting, members will discuss the Hazleton Police Force. WYLN's Abby Piskel has more on this story.
4 potential police hires were on the top of the civil service list given to Mayor of Hazleton, Jeff Cassatt. The selection process began this past October and lasted for about a 6-month period. Mayor Jeff Cassatt shared with us how the selection process works.
Going through the physical agility tests and all that, and the background tests. So the psychological and everything. It took us about 6 months to narrow it down to 4 officers, or 4 potential officers. So hopefully tonight council approves at least a few of them.
2 Hazleton police officers retired late last year, and 2 more are leaving within the next 2 to 3 weeks, leaving the staff short by 4 to 6 members. Currently, the Hazleton police staff has a total of 36 officers, in addition to Hazleton Police Chief Jerry Speziali.
If we get to 40 officers before the deadline for file the COPS grant, there's a possibility that we can get 2 of them paid for by the federal government next year and the following 3 years.
Mayor Cassatt hopes the potential hires will be on the street soon after the hiring process is complete. 3
of them are currently operating and working in different police departments, so 3 will be ready to go immediately. One, the 4th, needs to get a MOPEC number, and then he'll be ready to go. So they could be on the street, relatively quick after hiring.
More details and information will be provided tonight at the City Council meeting as Mayor Jeff Cassatt and fellow council members make the final approval on the police force. In Hazleton for WYLN News, I'm Abby Piskel.
Thank you, Abby. Pennsylvania is closer to requiring an ignition interlocks of first-time DUI offenders. The House voted overwhelmingly in favor of the bill, 193 to 2. The Senate has passed an earlier version of the bill months ago. The bill now heads back to the Senate for approval of some changes of the House made. The bill would require ignition interlocks for first-time DUI offenders whose BAC level was above .10. Connected to the steering wheel or ignition, such devices require drivers to blow into a tube. They prevent the car from starting if they detect an unacceptable blood alcohol level. Current law requires ignition interlocks after a second DUI conviction. Advocates say the devices allow offenders to keep a job and meet other responsibilities while also preventing them from drinking and driving. Governor Wolf supports this bill and says that he will sign it. The Pennsylvania Attorney General's office is taking a second look at the Second Mile. That's the charity started in 1977 by then Penn State assistant football coach Jerry Sandusky. The second look is to determine whether anyone in the charity knew of these sexual abuses of which Sandusky was convicted of. The second look has been ordered by Solicitor General Bruce Castor, appointed last month by Attorney General Kathleen Kane. Second Mile's purpose was to help underprivileged children. Castor said the Second Mile decision arose when he wrote the legal opinion for Kane, which resulted in her decision not to appeal a Superior Court ruling that threw out most charges against former Penn State official Graham Spanier, Tim Curley, and Gary Schultz. But federal authorities say they've already investigated Second Mile and didn't find anything. A jury found Sandusky 72 guilty of molesting 10 boys he met through that charity. 29-year-old Sarah Brubel of St. Clair in Schuylkill County reported that an unknown male attempted to abduct her child while she was walking home from the bus stop. A Facebook post was created by neighbors who believe Brubel's story and circulated it through the neighborhood to make the community aware of the incident. Further investigation revealed that Brubel knew the man that allegedly abducted her daughter. No abduction occurred, causing undue alarm to the community. Brubel is charged with a misdemeanor of obstruction administration of law. Yesterday, the Schuylkill Haven Borough Police Department was assigned a warrant detail. Schuylkill Haven Borough police officers went to 1007 West Market Street in the city of Pottsville in an attempt to serve one of the outstanding warrants. Officers found 27-year-old male Courtney Roberts from New Jersey attempting to conceal something under a blanket. Officers found 100 bags of heroin, a .22 caliber Derringer pistol shotgun, 24 large baggies of marijuana, and other drug paraphernalia, along with $800 in cash. 24-year-old Keyshawn Canyon of Pottsville was also arrested. Canyon was arraigned on charges of possession with intent to deliver, former convict not to own a firearm, endangering the welfare of children, and other charges. Roberts is also facing similar charges. Bail was set at $50,000 straight cash for Canyon and $25,000 straight cash for Roberts. Both are behind bars tonight. WYLN has 3 pairs of tickets to give away to one lucky viewer tonight to the Pennsylvania Premier Wrestling Show entitled Code of Honor. It's this Friday, May 20th at Holy Family Academy on North Laurel Street in Hazleton. Former WWE Hall of Famer Nikolai Volkov will be at this Friday's show. Bell time is at 7 p.m. Tickets are just $10 in advance and $15 at the door. PPW will also be taping for its show here on WYLN High Voltage. For your chance to win, you can dial 570-459-1869 extension 1172 right now. Leave your name and number and we will put your name in that drawing. So if you want these tickets, dial now, and of course, good luck. Time now for a first look at our forecast. Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik is in the Weather Center with the details. Joe, what can we expect this week?
Well, if you like to see some warmer temperatures heading in our direction, we got some warmer temperatures. We got 60s, we got some 70s to talk about. And how about this upcoming weekend? Is it going to be dry or wet? I'll have all the weather details for you coming up in just a little bit. Ann?
Thanks, Joe. Coming up next, a look at which Catholic school in our area is cutting its tuition cost. Plus, ever wonder what the phenomenon is with unmanned aircrafts, also known as drones? Stay tuned to find out. All that and much more coming up here on WYLN.
You're watching WYLN News with Ann Gownley, Gary Perna, Julie Stefanovich, Paula Degnan, Chief Videographer Mike Lula, Weather with Meteorologist Joe Garbacik, and Sports with Eric DeBerardinis.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric, Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
The LSC Wiltsey Performing Arts Center in Hazleton presents A Musical Salute to All Who Serve on Saturday, June 11th. The show features the outstanding talent of the Hazleton Philharmonic Orchestra under the direction of Robert Lagana, as well as featured soloists. Presentations by Congressman Lou Barletta, Pennsylvania State Representative Tara Toohill, and Hazleton Mayor Jeff Cassett. The show will be narrated by Sergeant Eric Olson, host of the WYLN TV show Warrior Summit Outdoors. Tickets are $10 for adults and $5 for children. A Musical Salute to All Who Serve, Saturday, June 11th at 7 p.m.
The Borough of Weatherly is directly involved in the effort to save the old Schwab School. Last night, Borough Council voted to, in effect, buy the building. Specifically, Council voted to form a committee and raise the funds for the purchase of the school through donations. It took a second vote from Council to approve the idea, along with a 5-to-1 vote. Mayor Tom Connor said details aren't all worked out yet, but the real estate firm handling the sale says it will work with the borough and community organizations on a price and time frame for the sale. The school opened in 1903 and closed in 1991. Since then, it's been through several owners and has been cited several times for code violations, but is still in solid condition. The school was built by and named after Charles Schwab, a part owner of Bethlehem Steel, but the real Driver behind it was his wife, Irina, after whom Irina Park is named. The annex added during the 40s is also standing, though earlier renovation plans called for it to be torn down. Here's something you don't hear about often, a private school cutting tuition. But Emmanuel Christian School in Hazleton is doing just that. It's cutting tuition by 20 to 40% depending on the grade level. That means yearly tuition can be as low as $2,500, down from its present $4,000. The school, which is in the old Locust Street School on 12th and Locust in Hazleton's northwest side, says it is also making other changes. The administration says it's seen changes in its student demographics and has become more of an urban school than it was when it opened. Coming up next, Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacic is back with a full look at our forecast, plus a look at an unmanned aircraft and what people need to know about them. Stay tuned.
If you're not in danger and you see a crime, text 274-637, 274-637, 274-637. Send your tip, take them off the street. Text 274-637. Send your tip, take them off the street. No one will know your identity.
Now helping to solve or prevent the crime is just a text away. Text my tips to the word crimes and let the law help you.
Go hog wild for Iron Pigs Baseball. WYLN is televising the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs live. America's favorite pastime on your local network, WYLN TV 35. See the Stars of Tomorrow at Coca-Cola Park. Don't miss any of the games here on WYLN TV 35. Visit WYLNTV.com for a complete Iron Pigs schedule. Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs on WYLN, your home for live sports.
I'm Ann Gownley, News Director at WYLN, and being able to volunteer my time and give back to the community in which I work and to those family members of mine who have been struck by cancer, it means so much to give back to the community as a volunteer.
Well, we got lots of clouds overhead, a few glimpses of sunshine, winds relatively light across our area, and again, not too bad of a day across all of our viewing area. And we're going to be looking at some milder weather over the next couple of days. Before all is said and done, we're going to be looking at temperatures in the 60s and even temperatures in the 70s. I think we all can look forward to. All right, on to the graphic, and we can see exactly what's going on outside of our television station in Hazleton. That's actually not too bad out there. We got temperatures in the lower 60s. Does feel good when we happen to walk outside, and pressure coming in at 30.17 inches of mercury. And again, we have not seen any rainfall since the midnight hour. All right, let's take a look and see exactly where we got temperature-wise today. And well, we managed to make it up to 63 degrees, so that was pretty nice. And that was about 20 minutes to 5, and there you can see the low temperature, 20 minutes to 6 early this morning, about 50 degrees, so it wasn't quite as chilly as what we've seen last night, but a little bit of a wind gust out there coming in at about 15 miles per hour. Throughout the state of Pennsylvania, here's what it's looking like. Temperature-wise, 64 Wilkes-Barre-Scranton International Airport, 56 in Mount Pocono, 59 in Allentown, 62 degrees in Williamsport, 64 in Selinsgrove, 60 degrees in State College, and even out toward the west, a little bit more sunshine actually occurring with temperatures in the upper 50s to near 60 degrees. Wind speeds, again, a little bit breezy from time to time, but overall not too bad. For the most part, 10 miles per hour or less. Extended forecast looking like this, and what we can expect the next couple of days. Well, going into tomorrow, it's not looking too bad. We may have to deal with a shower or two around for early tomorrow, and then we'll start to see improving conditions. Looking good for Thursday, about 63, 67 for Friday. Looking very nice. Some showers around for Saturday, about 62. Looking good for Sunday, 67, and then going into next week, early next week, Temperature-wise, we'll be looking at mid to upper 60s to lower 70s. Stick around, we'll have a lot more for you coming up after the break.
For over 25 years, Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, 118 Boulevard Road, Bloomsburg, has provided professionally designed skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields. All stations are handicap accessible with resident NRA certified shooting instructors on site. There are packages available to fit anyone's budget, restaurant and catering on site. Our facility is also available for weddings, business meetings, bachelor and private parties. Call 570-384-2314.
It's Little League Baseball season. Join the WYLN sports crew during the month of May as they bring you Valley West Little League action. Only on WYLN TV 35. The event, not just the highlights.
Welcome back here to WYLN News, and I am pleased to be joined by two registered pilots to talk about the drone phenomenon. And I know it's been in the news for the past several years as technology advances, and I want to talk to them today about the importance of it, to know more about these drones before just picking it up and flying it. So Joe Gans, I'm here with Joe Gans, and of course I'm here with Jim Byler, both registered pilots. I'd like to talk to you first, Joe, about the hazards, because that's one of the first things people think of. They see a drone up in the air. Is the person capable of flying it at a safe level and safely? So the hazards, let's start with that and kind of get that out of the way so people understand.
Yes, drones can be a hazard if they're improperly operated by unauthorized persons. You know, it's a heavy aircraft. It can be heavy, it can be fast, and it can be dangerous if people don't know how to operate them.
And that's something that's scary, that, you know, you see kids nowadays buying these off of stands at the mall or off the internet, and they're not quite sure how it works. So that could be something too. And Jim, I'd like to ask you as well, what kind of draws people to these drones? You know, you see friends flying them all the time. What draws people to them?
Oh, there's many things. Just the versatility of what you can do with these drones, the freedom that these drones allow you to just go out and fly, the spectacular video that you can capture, and those things really draw you to flying them.
So for several hours, days, months, weeks, you've been working with the drones, checking out the rules, regulations, getting the certifications that you both need. Tell me some of the things that you've learned that many people may not be aware of when it comes to the rules and regulations of drones. And I know there's thousands, but if you can maybe, you know, grab 2 or 3 of them from your mind.
Well, basically, there are 3 types of operations. First and foremost would be sport use or private recreational use. Then there's a commercial application, which we are involved with. We have a certification from the FAA to fly UA aircraft within our airspace. And then the third application, which is for research and government uses, which Marines, Air Force, the Army, all types of branch of services for very specialized applications. The regulations are forthcoming. The FAA is going to be issuing a Part 107, which will govern UA applications and operations in the federal airspace in the contiguous United States, including the Virgin Islands and its territories. Canada will be offering a similar version, as well as other world countries. Right now, we're under Part 191, and we're operating our aircraft with exemptions, and they're very highly regulated. There's a lot of regulations and applications that we need to do before we fly. We need to file 24 hours in advance before we operate the aircraft for our purposes, for commercial purposes. Where sport or recreational use, they're not required to. They are required to register them. but they're not required to file a flight plan.
Tell us some of the things that, people who are just buying these should really understand about a drone and just the amount of work that you've put in to get these licenses for yourself and to be able to fly them properly.
As a good question, as Joe has mentioned, there's many rules and regulations that both Joe and I have learned over the years of our flying experience. So for someone to, as a recreational person, to go out and purchase a drone and to operate it in the national airspace, they should have that basic knowledge. And there are websites out there that they can learn that information.
It's so new that as we learn a regulation, they have a regulation to supersede it because of whatever problems they come into. And it's just such a robust and such a fast-growing industry that, we are daily making changes to our operation.
Jim kind of touched on a little bit, people just buying them. Word of advice.
Be careful, be cautious, and be wise. And don't fly your aircraft where you shouldn't. I mean, if you want to fly in your backyard, fine. If you want to go to a baseball field, don't think you're going to fly over the pitcher's mound and take a picture of the guy throwing the ball, because that's highly illegal. The fines and forfeitures are significant. Although they have not been prosecuting a lot of people, YouTube is your biggest giveaway. If you fly a drone, you take a picture, you put it on YouTube, and it's illegal, the FAA will know. They're watching that. So be careful, be cautious. You can use it, you can have fun, you can take wonderful videos. But please stay away from people as far as you can. Get the objects, get the video you want, but just be very, very careful because they can hurt and injure people.
Well, thank you so much for that advice, and hopefully those at home that, are purchasing these will take that advice and look up the different things on the internet, as you said, that are out there to learn more about it. And here at WYLN, there are some things coming. We don't want to announce it yet, but
We're utilizing UA aircraft as we speak, for production, video productions within our facilities and our organization now.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and I'm sure in the coming, weeks we will be talking about that more. But thank you both so much, and hopefully the information that you've received here today from Joe and Jim will help you if you are thinking or you know someone who has bought a drone. And you can check out this video once again here on WYLN News. That's on our Facebook page if you'd like to see this again and get some more information.
The LSC Wiltsey Performing Arts Center in Hazleton presents A Musical Salute to All Who Serve on Saturday, June 11th. The show features the outstanding talent of the Hazleton Philharmonic Orchestra under the direction of Robert Lagana, as well as featured soloists. Presentations by Congressman Lou Barletta, Pennsylvania State Representative Tara Toohill, and Hazleton Mayor Jeff Cassett. The show will be narrated by Sergeant Eric Olson, host of the WYLN TV show Warrior Summit Outdoors. Tickets are $10 for adults and $5 for children. A Musical Salute to All Who Serve, Saturday, June 11th at 7 p.m. Pennsylvania Pipeline Music TV features performances and interviews with the best musicians from all over, showcasing their original music and sharing their stories. Watch Pennsylvania Pipeline Music TV Thursdays at 8, Sundays at 9 on WYLN TV 35.
Busy time in the sports world right now. Playoffs in the pros, minor leagues in full swing, high school's also in the postseason, but you can't forget a staple of spring and summer, Little League Baseball. Tonight, the third and final live game in WYLN's Valley West Little League Showcase. This matchup features McNeilus Law versus Valley Pharmacy with first pitch set for 6 o'clock as we take a live look in to Cunningham from McNeilus Law and Valley Pharmacy. Join Marty Burns, Fred Barletta, and former professional baseball player Russ Kanzler for the broadcast tonight, again 6 o'clock right here on WYLN. Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, and Lehigh Valley each entering new series on Monday, each winners of 4 in a row. Could they keep the season-long win streaks intact? The first-place Rail Riders on the road to face the Louisville Bats, but it was the gloves doing work early. Jesse Winker with a diving snag. Then, switch teams and corner outfield spots. Ben Gamble with a full extension. But the bats come around. Hernan, Irabaran, 2 RBI double, and they take it 4-1, the final score. Elsewhere, the Iron Pigs hosting Syracuse, second inning, first at bat since being demoted. Darren Ruff goes bye-bye. Quite the return statement with a home run after being demoted from the Phillies. But we fast forward to the 9th inning, knotted at 4. Brian Goodwin gets it through the inning. Infield, 5-4 is the final in favor of the Chiefs. Now we take a look at tonight's scoreboards. Brady Lail making his 3rd start of the season for the Rail Riders, opposing A.J. Morris. For the Bats, Alec Asher has been cruising since his late April call-up to AAA. Looks to keep that going against the now first-place Chiefs. First pitches in both games set for 7:05. The NBA Draft Lottery will be held tonight with ping pong balls determining the fate of the 76ers. The Brooklyn Nets don't have a first-rounder, but they do have a new head coach. Kenny Atkinson was introduced to the Brooklyn media, becoming the franchise's 6th coach since 2012.
And I really felt like Sean was someone I could form a partnership with, someone I could collaborate with, someone I could trust. Excited, to go forward with Sean and build a strong Brooklyn Nets team and build a sustainable club that's going to be patient but looking to improve.
Marion Catholic Baseball had never reached a Schuylkill League championship game. The Colts trying to rewrite history on Monday. It's the Schuylkill League semifinals. Division III champ Marion taking on Division I champ North Schuylkill. Bobby Grigas dealing for the Spartans. In the second, the Colts with a swinging K, another swinging K, and then in the following inning, Grigas drills a liner when he's at the plate. The first run crosses, but Marion avoids any further damage, and eventually they win it 5-2, setting up a final on Wednesday versus Tamaqua. Tonight on Late Edition Sports, we'll have highlights from Schuylkill League softball, plus a full recap from the District 2 AA Track and Field Championships in Scranton. But next, Joe Garbacik is in with a final look at the forecast. Stay tuned.
If you haven't found the perfect fishing getaway, you haven't been to Captain's Cove. Located on Henderson Harbor in upstate New York, Captain's Cove offers a variety of accommodations to please just about anyone. The motel, also located on the harbor, offers a magnificent view. Enjoy free morning coffee, air-conditioned rooms, cable TV, and HBO. The cottage can accommodate up to 8 people with 3 bedrooms, a complete kitchen, washer-dryer, 2 full baths, air conditioning, an outside grill, and picnic table. Call us today for rates and information at 1-800-824-FISH.
Tune in each week to WYLN TV 35 to watch the #1 Hazleton-based broadcasted television talk show, The Storm, hosted by Tiffany Cloud. Candidates, politicians, community leaders, and more appear on The Storm when they want to be heard. New shows air Wednesdays at 8 p.m. and these additional air times. Only on WYLN TV 35. We're your local network.
So here's what it's looking like over the next several days. Tomorrow, well, we may have to deal with a shower or two around early, and then after that, the sun will come back out. Not looking too bad, 62 degrees, 63 for Thursday. Friday, a lot of sunshine around mid to upper 60s. Saturday, it looks like we may have to deal with a couple of showers around dry for Sunday. And then going into early next week, pretty much we're hanging tough, generally in the mid to upper 60s to lower 70s, and you see those overnight low temperatures generally dropping down into the 40s. So this time of year, again, we can get those milder temperatures that we see, 60s, 70s, maybe even 80s, can't rule that out, but those overnight lows can be still quite chilly. 40s, we can even look at 30s, believe it or not.
But it's funny to think of 45 degrees is it's actually kind of nice, I guess, but in the winter it's...
Yeah, that's all relatively speaking.
So the sun will come out tomorrow?
I think so.
All right.
Looks pretty consistent.
Yeah, it sounded like an Annie comment was coming from the movie Annie. It's like the sun will come out tomorrow, so just having some fun with you.
Okay.
But hey, the weekend, 1 out of 2 ain't bad. Hopefully that Saturday rain will...
Yeah,
it was like
yeah.
last weekend. It was supposed to rain and it just kept moving and moving, so we can only hope for the best. It's only Tuesday.
Maybe no hail.
Maybe no hail. We'll see. I think all we were missing was like a tornado or something. It was a
There's all hell breaking loose.
Have a good one.